Guys, welcome back to Before the First Cast. Guys, before we get started today, we do have a guest. I just want to apologize for last week with not having a podcast. I was sick as a dog and I had no voice. So I know you guys did not want to hear me talk with sounding like a squeaky squeak toy. But this week, I hope you guys are ready to buckle up. We have a great guest and a Bassmaster Open and EQs angler, Mr. Andrew Behnke. So, guys, we will be right back with Mr. Andrew Behnke. Guys, welcome back. We have Mr. Andrew Behnke for you guys. Andrew, how are you doing today?
Good, man. How's it going with you?
Busy, busy, busy,
Yeah,
busy. Getting over a
it
sickness
is.
too, so it's been rough.
Oof.
Um,
Yeah, it's that
but
time of year, man. And I know a lot of people up here getting their butt kicked with allergies and everything too, and
yeah,
fire smoke.
yeah, I didn't have a voice last week, so I had to skip a podcast.
Oof.
Um, but no, I'm glad you came back on with us, guys. We had Andrew about October last year, and I wanted to bring him back on because we just now finished the EQ season or regular season. Oh,
Yep.
we freeze here. Hold on a second. And I wanted you to come on and kind of just explain to us what the EQs are.
All right. Yeah. So Bassmaster changed up their process for getting to the Elite Series through the Opens. So the past 2 years, you had to fish all nine EQ, or like they were the elite qualifiers if you signed up for all nine Bassmaster Opens throughout the country. This year, they split it into two divisions, four tournaments, and the top 50 from each division qualifies for the Bassmaster EQs, which is an additional three tournaments coming up this fall: September, October, and November. On Lake Champlain is the first one, the second one is on Lake Wheeler, and the third one is on Lake Okeechobee at the beginning of November. So they took the top 50 from each one of those two divisions, and then there's an additional 30 spots for guys who got bumped from the Elite Series or any other Elite Series anglers that want to jump in. So it's
And
a
you made that top
pretty big
90.
deal.
Yeah, you made that top 90, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I made the top 50 in Division Two. I ended up
Right.
in 48th place, made it by the skin of my teeth, but
Woo.
had to make it interesting.
Yeah. Um, so with that, what tournament in the EQs are you looking forward to the most? Or is it Champlain or is it somewhere south?
Man, I'm really looking forward to all of them, honestly. Champlain's going to be good. I mean, because I live in Wisconsin, like southern, central, eastern Wisconsin area. So they're a little bit further north, and it should be like pretty good fall fishing starting to kick off up there. Like those fish are going to be putting on the feed bag pretty good. Largemouth and smallmouth are going to play. Champlain's just a phenomenal fishery. I have never been.
Mhm.
But obviously, I've watched everything that I can about that place, and it seems like the largemouth are big, smallmouth are plentiful, but you got to find that 4+ pound range. So Champlain's going to be interesting to say the least, but there's going to be a lot of fish catching going on for sure.
Right.
Wheeler, southern fishing in the fall can be good, can be bad. Kind of depends on what Mother Nature throws at us, and depends if it cools off pretty quick or if it just stays hot. I mean, it could be tough, it could be grimy, or it could be really good. So I think it's going to be really good. It's just, I don't know, man. I just love getting out there, and I've never fished down south, like especially on a wheeler. Never been on a wheeler. Been on Gunnersville in October and November. So some similarities, maybe, but it's still going to be pretty interesting. And then Okeechobee in November, like I've only been there in January and February. So those fish, honestly, I mean, then again, it all depends on, what God grants us with the weather, but
Mhm.
it could be pre-spawn. I mean, so I don't really know what to expect going into it with an open mind. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be three awesome tournaments, stacked fields, and three more shots at the classic. I mean, you can't be mad at that. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
and
it, man.
your buddy Laker Howe took it at Leech Lake, doing something that most people wouldn't think about doing at Leech Lake in 3 foot of water with a frog, but I was listening to it on Bassmaster Radio, and that's something he loves to do. So, kind of, what's your perspective on that and his win? Like, that's huge.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't say how happy I am for him, man. That guy, he grinds. He works really hard. He's a heck of a fisherman. He's been on a roll lately too. Like you can't stop him. That freight train is in full steam ahead. Just super happy for him, man. Just because I mean, I see how much work and effort he puts into it, like we all do. All of us that are out here trying to do this and make a living at it. The time, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifices that you make to make this work is it's hard. It's hard on everybody, and it's just really good to see one of my best friends pull it off and come home with a W. Especially doing it with a frog. I mean, it was kind of funny. We looked at our decks. My deck had a plethora of rods. I started out each day largemouth fishing too, throwing a frog up shallow, and so I had a couple of those out. But then I wanted to go chase big smallmouth. That's kind of my game. I love doing that. I love getting offshore and chasing them. He didn't want to do that. He had two rods on the front deck, and both of them were frogs. So he did it his way, and it was just really cool to see that he got it done that way. I mean, a lot of people going into Leech know they knew because of the previous tournament that smallmouth are going to play.
Mhm.
But the weather that we had turned up the water, made the smallmouth gang drop drastically. It made the lake fish really, really small for effective areas for smallmouth. And you saw it in the weights. And
Mhm.
he upped his weight by about a pound with green ones. So when that situation rises, I mean, those green fish still play.
I wish he had a camera in the boat though, because he was sitting in what
Yeah,
to see all of it.
he was sitting in 21st place. It's like one of
21st,
the
yeah,
biggest comebacks in Bassmaster history to get a
yeah,
win. And it,
and
it
then
was it was pretty wild.
yeah, and the frog actually, because I was listening to this too. I think he said the frog was actually discontinued. He was using,
Yeah.
like they don't make it anymore. So that was even cooler. Like,
Yeah.
uh, and just his story behind it is like he said he was broke up to that point going to that tournament. Um,
Yeah.
Funny how the tides change. Um,
Man, like I said, like we all pour it all out on the line to try and make this work. And he fished both divisions. He's been fishing a bunch of tournaments for the past couple of years. And to see him pull off a win, especially when he needs it. I mean, God knows what you need when you need it. And he granted him with the win to help him get there. To see him make the classic is huge. Just a big deal for his entire family. It kind of goes full circle. Randy's not going to be there this year to fish the classic, which it kind of stinks. I was ribbing him a little bit when I went over to lacrosse. But he's just super happy for him. He made the classic when I think he said he made the classic when he was 23. That's when he made his first classic, and Laker made it when he's, I think, 23, 24, somewhere around there. So
yeah,
it's pretty comparable. It's pretty crazy to see. I don't see that train stopping for him when it comes to the EQs either. So it's going to
yeah,
be fun. I'm just praying that I can keep up. I'm going to do everything I can to keep up.
yeah. And well, you didn't have that bad of a shabby tournament either. Would you get 40th? I think
I ended in 58th place.
58th. Yeah, which isn't
Yeah,
terrible.
no, it's just below my expectations. I had my opportunities and I didn't capitalize on them. It is what it is. I was fishing a frog too on the first day, and I just had a bunch of fish that would come up and swipe at it and miss it. And I left my largemouth area with only four fish, and I went to fish for smallmouth. And like the third boulder I casted at, I caught my biggest smallmouth. It was a 3/8 for day one. So like it worked out. I mean, I ended up calling up with one more smallmouth too throughout the day, but it was just I had the opportunities to have a pretty big bag on day one. Not a pretty big bag. I mean a good bag, like 14, 15 pounds. I'm not going to say it was anywhere close to what I actually had on day two. Um, but yeah, I had the opportunities. That's all that I could really ask for. And on day two, made a change and ended up hooking up a lot more times. Still missed three fish, which I was kind of surprised about. Some of them just didn't get the frog, and two of them were just mistakes on my end that I just straight up missed them. No other way to put it. And I slowed myself down. You kind of start spinning yourself out a little bit, and I'm like, okay, they're here. They're gonna bite. Slow down and just pick your area apart. And I think it took five casts after that, and I caught my last keeper, which was a another. It was a 3.8. I think it was a 3.89 for a largemouth, so almost a 4 pounder. So I left my largemouth area with over 14 pounds, knowing that I needed at least two more upgrades of smallmouth to get to my target weight. My target weight was 18 to 20,
Mm,
and ended up with a 5 pound smallmouth later on that day, and missed an opportunity at another smallmouth too. I had one break off on the backside of a boulder. You
mm,
know, they're sitting around some gnarly stuff, and on leech you don't see all the fish that you cast at. You just throw at the larger rocks, or like the rocks that look a little bit different in the areas you're fishing, because they could be sitting on any of them, because that lake
mhm,
is full of different sized boulders. And it seemed like every single day it would change. In certain areas of the lake, it would change what size of rock they wanted to sit on. So I just casted at everything, and casted that one boulder, didn't even see a fish on it. Drop shot went down the other side of it, picked it up, and as soon as I got tight with it, it just popped. The line was just over the top of the boulder. The fish probably
mm.
never felt the hook, but it never bit again. So, well, I had
Yeah,
the opportunity as another big bag on day two. It is what it is. Still came in with 17.9. I mean, I was pretty pissed, not gonna lie, at,
right.
at the end of weigh-in, knowing that I was that close. I figured to make the EQs, I needed a top 50. And I
Mhm.
knew that I was going to be really, really close to outside of that.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, that's why they call it fishing. They don't call it catching. I mean, there's
yeah.
a lot of stuff that goes into it that really is out of your control. I mean, and I think the biggest thing is, I think with Leech Lake, you can see that you don't have to use live scope everywhere you go. Does it help? Yes, but you know with Lakers win, he would use his trolling motor most of the time. I mean,
Hmm.
and just used his instincts of knowing what because he lives on Gunnersville. It has grass mats, and he
Yep.
just did what he like to do, which I like to see a tournament like that. That's not won by somebody sitting at a screen,
Right.
um,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
think that
No,
was.
I mean, it was really cool. I mean, Leech is an awesome largemouth lake. It really is. The number of fish in there, the health of those fish, and the tenacity of those fish. I mean, they woke up every single day and chose violence. It
Mm,
was insane. Like some of the strikes you would get on a frog, they would try to pull the frog away from you. It was so dang cool. I mean, they were so great in practice,
mhm,
fishing through that area. I had 8 bites in like 20 minutes and just shook them all. I'm not setting the hook on any of them, but
mhm,
man, they're just the ferocity that they would eat. It was awesome. So, yeah, you go up in those areas. I cut that thing off. I didn't turn it on, turn that whole screen off, and just went and just
mhm,
casted things that look good and pick it all apart. And you can catch a pile of fish on leech. If you
right.
like largemouth on leash without live scope, you don't need it. The smallmouth game,
Mhm,
you can still catch them without live scope, but it's just not as effective. Like you
right.
can go around and mark boulders, but to get the casts directly on the boulder that you need, it just helps to be staring at a screen. I mean, it is what it is.
So I guess let's kind of go through your season. You got started at Kentucky Lake, correct?
Rayburn.
Rayburn. And I kind of looked at your stats. I'm trying to get them. What your worst was 116?
Yep. Rayburn.
Yeah, Rayburn. The
Yeah.
first of the year. Well, it was good you
First
got
one of the year.
it was good you got it out, the first of the year, but it
Yeah.
just shows this, how this EQ and opens works. You can have a couple bad tournaments and still be in that 50 range. Now you
Well,
want
with
to, but
Yeah, I mean, with Division Two, the weather that we were faced with the entire season made
hmm
it super difficult. Like Rayburn's one of those ones that I'm obviously I'm not mad at it anymore, but if I had to look back at a tournament that I would like a redo, it would
hmm
definitely be Rayburn, because I figured out the bigger fish at the end of the day after a staggered takeoff, so we didn't really get like a whole day of fishing, and then we weren't going the next day. I had a couple bigger bites later on in the afternoon, but I just didn't have enough time to make the proper adjustments. I didn't figure it out quick enough. I didn't adapt quick enough to make it happen.
right.
So I ended up coming in with like 12 pounds on it. And on Rayburn,
That's
that's
bad.
not good. That's
Yeah.
not good.
But
I
then you
caught
go
a
to
lot of fish that day. I mean,
yeah.
it is what it is. and I figured out the bigger fish later on. If we would have had another day, I think I could have came in with a little bit better of a bag to bounce myself back up. But
Mhm.
it is what it is, you know.
And then you head to Kentucky Lake.
Yep.
That
Yep.
one is a beast on its own. I-
I
you
say
know,
that I want a redo of Rayburn. I'd like one of Kentucky Lake too.
yeah.
I mean, because after the first day, I had 18.9,
Mhm.
um, and I had the brown ones pretty well figured out. But the wind changed on day two, and I thought it was going to make my bite even better. And those fish that were sitting on, I was fishing like some isolated stump fields, and there was a couple key stumps that I had found that they were schooled up on, and a couple other things mixed in there too. I was catching some largemouth and some other shallower stuff. Um, but I didn't move. I got so honed into the area where I was finding them and catching them that I just didn't make the proper adjustments, and I ended up zeroing on day
Mhm.
two, and
Now, were
it
you
kicked
catching
me straight in the
smallmouth?
teeth.
Were you primarily catching smallmouth at Kentucky
Yep,
Lake?
yep.
So were you down in the? Is it the tail races?
No, no,
You were.
I ran about as far north as you could go. Not all the way because a couple of guys in the top five were pretty close to me. I saw that watching live. In fact,
Mhm.
I hauled butt straight over um, to Dale Hollow to go fish a team tournament with my buddy Bruce after that one because I just needed to set the hook on a fish to get some revenge.
Yeah.
But I watched some live that day, and there was one of the guys in the top 10. I can't remember who it was, but he wasn't far from where I was, and he was fishing a lot of the same kind of stuff. So it
Mhm.
just goes to show, like, I should have just pulled the trolling motor and just ran a little bit further in the direction that I needed to go because
Mhm.
I was feeling it, and around like 11 o'clock, I remember thinking, like, you got to make a move. You got to make a move. And I just didn't listen to that gut instinct, didn't make a move. Bombed.
Well, I mean, you have those tournaments, and
Yeah,
hindsight's 2020. What was your next one?
100%.
I can't even remember.
North Fork.
That was in Arkansas, correct?
Yeah.
You did pretty decent there, right? And
Yeah,
well,
that one also turned into a single day tournament.
hmm
Um, and that was one where for me, live scope didn't really play a whole lot. I mean, just because of I know how some of those Ozark lakes set up, and with the amount of rain, I mean that the weather that we had for that tournament was absolutely insane. The entire week was insane. It was the most severe weather that I've ever fished through in my entire life. I mean, straight up downpours. I fished through hail on the first day of practice. We had tornado sirens going off. Like it was just bad. It was really, really bad. Um,
hmm
so I knew the water was going to be coming up, and I knew some of those like steeper banks and channel swings and everything were going to play. Found an area in practice that I caught one fish, ended up going back there in the tournament and ended up catching like 6 or 7 and a couple good ones. They're all throwing a spinnerbait, just slow
Oh,
rolling a double willow or not double willow, a double Colorado bladed spinnerbait in that dirty water, and it was awesome. It's such a fun
that's
bite.
that's like one of my favorite ways to fish, like that.
Oh
Oh,
man,
that
that
and a squid
that little thump, that
Yep.
thump of that blade, and all of a sudden it just stops. It's just like, yeah, you got it. It was
Yeah.
fun. I did upgrade once scoping in that one because that lake is really clear. And if you could
hmm
find some cleaner water, I had a little deal figured out of how I was catching them scoping. I had a bait figured out, a little bit different than what everybody else was throwing, just a different profile. And it did seem like when I got it around them, they would bite
hmm
it. So
Yeah.
a lot of it was more or less just getting it in front of the right fish. I upgraded once doing that. So,
hmm
but a lot of it was just done with a spinnerbait in my hand. I was really looking forward to the second day because I figured the water's going to keep coming up. There's going to be more current in those areas, setting them up even better. And then they called it, which I'm not. You
Yeah.
can't be mad at Bass, man.
Yeah.
They were just faced a crappy hand with a lot of the weather that we've been facing. So
hmm
they made the right call based on everybody's safety. And that lake, like those Ozark lakes, especially Norfolk, that water comes up a foot per inch of rain.
Holy.
So it came up 16 feet in the amount of time that we were there. It was insane. And then, like, everybody leaving after the tournament, it was a disaster. There were roads flooded out. Like it wasn't good. It was bad. It was a pretty bad situation. So
Yeah.
good call on their part. I mean, they did what they had to do. Nobody got hurt. Nobody's
Mhm.
equipment got damaged because of a floating tree going down
Yeah.
the river, anything like that. I mean, that's something you got to take into consideration too. Is all that shoreline cover gets lifted off the shoreline and then pulled out into the lake. So
Yeah. I
you
think that
don't
was a
want
good.
it. I agree. I was in the water on day two because I got there really early. The launches weren't like there weren't a lot of really big launches, so I'd get
Mhm.
there really early. I was one of the first boats in, and I got the text that it was canceled. Pulled out, went back to the house, and I think around 7:30 that morning, it was a straight up light show. It was nonstop thunder and
Mhm.
lightning for like 45 minutes. I've never seen anything quite like that. It was just continuous, no break whatsoever, straight up downpour the entire time. Like it was pretty bad.
No, I wouldn't.
There's no other way to put it.
Seeing your Instagram story of that, you pulling out, it's like, oh, day two's canceled. See you
Yeah.
later.
Yep.
But yeah, that was a nuts tournament.
It was.
But you did fairly well for one day. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I made the most of it. I think I
yeah.
had close to 13, maybe 13 pounds on
Hmm.
that one. Ended in 42nd,
42nd, yeah, I think that's what it was.
42nd place. Yep.
Yeah,
My
you
buddy
cut,
Doug Chapin took second place. I was pretty happy for him on that one. You know,
yeah, and
it
there
was a
was
good
two
deal.
you cut checks on this year. I think. I
What's
think that
that?
was one of them. You cut a check on two events this year. I think
One.
so. Was it one? Hmm.
Yep. In the
Maybe I
opens,
was last year.
I fished the Bass Nation Regional on Eufaula
That's
right
it.
after that. So I left Norfolk and drove straight down to Eufaula and fished
I
that.
don't
That
know
was
how
the
you.
dude.
Whew.
I just love fishing. I love fishing tournaments, man. I just can't get enough of it, and I love being out on the road. There's just
Mm,
something about traveling across the country chasing bass, and I'm just so addicted to it. I have so much
yeah.
fun doing it, and then especially going from a place like Norfolk,
Hmm.
which is like clear water, deep water. You can fish shallow, of course, and that's kind of what we were doing just because of the conditions we were faced. But clear, deep Ozark Lake to Lake Eufaula, which is like mud, dirt shallow. You're
Mm,
flipping bushes, spinnerbait, square bill, Carolina rigging, like wobblehead, that kind of stuff. Like it's just a complete flip of what you're gonna do,
yeah.
but it made
That
it
was
fun.
fun, actually, yeah. I think I would much rather the Eufaula tournament than Norfolk. I'm not a big Clearwater guy.
Yeah.
I'd be in the mud. But yeah, I mean, overall, great season. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. I'm sure you're looking forward to all these tournaments coming up in the
Oh
fall.
yeah.
You guys kind of, I don't think the Opens really went into the fall unless they actually had to before. So this would be an interesting change, I think, to
Yeah,
see.
and the first year that I fished the opens was 21, and we did have an open on Grand in October.
Hmm.
That was the year like Jay Shakurit made it.
Hmm.
Trying to think who I think Kenta
Kenta
won that
Connor.
tournament. Yep,
Yeah.
I think he won that tournament. I think. No, no.
Yeah.
What the heck? Trying to
Oh, who
think of his
was it?
name.
I can see his face.
I know he was throwing a black whopper flopper.
Hmm.
Gosh dang it! Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
I can see
I
his
know who he
face.
is.
His
Yep,
name.
he fishes MLF now.
Yep.
Oh man, drawing a blank. Son of a, we were fishing the same areas a lot of times. I was throwing a white buzzbait, he was throwing a black plopper. I was catching fish, he was catching bigger fish. So,
Sometimes how
it
it
was,
goes.
and that's how it goes. Sometimes, I mean, it is. He was fishing a pretty popular area of the lake. Um, but yeah. Why can't I remember his? Gosh dang it!
Yeah, I can't remember his
Drawing,
name either.
I can't remember his name either. Blue
So
and blue and
yeah.
black wrap skeeter.
Mm.
I think it's a Covington wrap too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's good. It'll come to me when we're done.
Oh gosh. It wasn't Nick Hatfield, was it?
No, no,
No,
wasn't
no,
Nick.
no. It wasn't him. I'm trying to think who has the. I can see the boat. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Oh
Yeah,
man.
and he's good too. He's really
Yeah.
good. I'm pretty sure he's in the BPT now.
Yeah.
Gosh,
I
dang
think
it.
who it is. You're right. It'll come to us once this is over.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But
So flipping it out a little bit, but like, what are some skills you learned this year with this format, or is any skill
dude,
development you had?
a lot of it was just more of so I'll put it into perspective. Last year, fishing all nine, very stressful. Um, was gone a lot, just had some things outside of fishing going on in life that just it was tough.
Hmm.
And this year I just made it about fishing. Go have fun. I mean, of course the goals didn't change. The goal is still a classic, the Elite Series, but I wanted to get back to having fun.
Hmm.
And I just started fishing the moment a little bit more. Yeah, I'd go and practice. I'd go fish a lot of areas I found in practice, but especially after the first event and Kentucky Lake, I was just like, you need to just adjust. Just
Hmm.
go fish. Like, listen to your gut. Go have fun. Go do what makes you comfortable and how you think you're going to catch bass. Just go.
Hmm.
And that's just what I did. I mean, I just fished a lot more free this season overall than I have in the past couple of years. Um, and that's really the mentality thing has come into it a lot more for me. I mean, I still obviously have a lot of work to do on skills. I'm not saying that I'm a
Right,
top
right, right.
notch angler as far as skills go. Still have a lot to learn. So I spend a lot of time when I'm not at tournaments on the water. And then I
Hmm.
take care of the mental side in the gym, just trying to put myself through hard things, hard situations, and learn how to adapt and overcome. All of that translates to the water to me in my mind. So that was something that I really focused a lot on the off season and just controlling what I can control and adjust when I need to. Um,
Yeah.
that was probably the biggest thing for me.
Now, do you see any cons to the new EQ system or Bassmaster Opens from this previous year? Any cons that
Well,
you've seen?
uh, it's hard for me to say because honestly, I'm one of the people fishing the opens that has a full time career.
Hmm.
So it made having a full time career and fishing at a high level very possible, very doable. I mean, still a lot of sacrifice. Don't get me wrong, but um, I like the way they have it formatted now in a very selfish way, just
Hmm.
because I can fish 4 tournaments and then qualify for the next three versus having to dedicate 9 weeks being gone to fish 9 tournaments. Um, but I will be very interested to see how our class from this year
Hmm.
fishes into the Elite Series, and I don't think there's going to be any bit of a slouch whatsoever because these guys still spend a lot of time on the water, whether they're fishing tournaments or not. These guys are good. They're really, really good.
Well, I
The
mean, you can see that
competition
on the
level in
elite.
the opens has not dropped.
Yeah, and you could see that on the elites today. I mean, look what Trey McKinney's done 2 years in a
Right?
row. I mean,
Yeah.
just to name one that comes to the top of my head. I mean, I'm
I
trying to
mean,
think
you could
who's.
talk like Kyle Patrick, Andrew Loberg, Emil
Oh,
Wagner, Tucker
mhm.
Smith, like all of those guys. I mean, Paul
There's no
Marks.
stopping the
Like,
opens.
dude,
That's.
our if you look at the top qualifying guys for the
Mm,
classic, like the top 40 guys, a lot of those are 1 to 2 year guys. I don't know how many of them didn't qualify for the class. Easton, like how the heck can we forget about Easton? He won 2 opens last year, wins the classic this year. Yeah, he had a rough start to the year, but man, he came roaring back. I mean, after winning the
he's always
classic, he found his
in.
groove.
Yeah, I
So
always pick him.
yeah, dude,
But
he's hard to bet against.
so as we go into the EQ season, um, there's going to be spots for the elites that don't necessarily qualify for the elites. Are you concerned about that at all? Fishing against the
No,
elites? Is it just
no,
let's
no,
just go?
because to me, it's twofold. It's me versus the fish. It's not
Hmm.
me versus anybody else in the field. That's another thing that I had to adjust to fishing the opens. The first year that I fished the opens or anything at a higher level, if you start looking down the roster and you see the hammers that you're fishing against and you're tweaked out, you're already out of the tournament.
Hmm.
Like it's you versus the fish, not you versus the other anglers. How well can you figure them out? That's up to you. And then second part, elite guys coming down, guys getting booted out of the elites coming down. We're going to be fishing against them when we get to the elite series anyway. So you
That's
better
true.
get comfortable fishing against some higher competition. And
But I
not
don't,
that the competition in the opens is any lower. It's
right.
just, I mean, you still got to figure them out better than anybody else.
Yeah, the
I don't see it
mindset.
as a negative at all.
Yeah, and the mindset I have is like, if you want to compete against the best, you have to be willing to beat the best as well. So, I
Yep.
mean, that's kind of the mindset I have. Is like, if you're going to go do this and do it for a living, you better be ready to, strap up and have some, stiff competition coming. And that was kind
Yeah.
of, I was reading about the EQs, and they're like, oh well, the the elites get to come back down and fish the EQs and requalify. Well, I, in my opinion, I don't really care about that, because it's like they want to fish at the highest level as well, and
Right.
really make the opens EQ anglers better by doing that. I think, because the competition's there. I mean,
Yeah.
and
You raise the level of competition, everybody else will rise to it. Look at
yep,
what's happening on the Elite Series too, with all the younger guys that have come in over the past, I'll say even 3 years.
hmm
They bring in fresh blood, new techniques, and they're whooping everybody with forward-facing sonar. Just because there's been a lot of tournaments that it lines up that plays, not
hmm
because that's all they do, but that's how they found out how to catch a lot of bigger fish doing that. It
hmm
raises the level of competition. You see everybody else starting to trend that way. It makes everybody a better angler pushing themselves because of new guys coming in and pushing them to be better. They get
yeah,
out, they practice more, they spend more time on the water, they spend more time thinking about different ways to catch a bass versus just coasting through the rest of their career.
yeah, and I totally agree. I can't agree more. Um, but that's the last question I have for you. Where can everybody find you? I know you've been on here before, but I have new listeners and new followers. So where can they find you at?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. Just look up Andrew Behnke. It's Behnke Fishing. I'm on TikTok, Behnke Bass Fishing. I'm on Facebook. I got a YouTube. Like if you look up my first name, I'm the only one normally holding the bass in any of the pictures. So that's where you can
That's
find me. I try to stay updated on Instagram. Like I post a lot of stories, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I do off the water to keep myself ready for fishing, as well as a ton of fishing content. Just promoting all my sponsors, doing everything that I got to do, you know, and having
Yep.
fun with it, going chasing bass, lifting weights,
Yeah.
just the life, dude.
Yeah. I always look for the weight pictures, because it motivates me to get in there and do it. So, um,
Hey man, it's my form. Like when I can't fish, when I'm not on the water, that's my release.
that
And
same here.
sometimes a lot of times I do it before I go out on the water just because it's a part of who I am. It's what I do. Fitness and nutrition have become a very important part of my life because I feel like it plays into making me a better fisherman.
Yeah, I agree. You have to be healthy. I think I did a podcast about health and fishing, and health and fishing go hand in hand with each other.
100%. I mean,
But
you like a lot of guys ask how the heck I can do it being out on the road so long. A lot of it does come from just being in the gym and recovering, and your body learns how to adjust and everything like that comes with working out. And you could put yourself out there for 16 hours, a couple weeks in a row. Are you going to feel tired? Yeah, but not nearly as much as you would if you were out of shape. And if you're
right,
eating right, you're getting the proper protein, your calories are in, like your calorie count is good every single day. Just getting
mm,
your fuel in that you need to keep yourself going, it can go a long ways and help you in more ways than I can even say.
not to mention the first form energy drinks too.
Oh, dude, those things are gas. They're so good.
I drink a lot
So
of them,
good.
but
What's your favorite? What's your flavor?
I'm a screaming eagle guy. Oh,
Oh, dude,
I
those
can't
are
eat
so
it.
good.
Grapes good too. Grapes good too.
I've been on a grape smash kick lately. I don't
Mhm.
know. It's delicious.
It
It's
tastes like
delicious.
grapefruit juice, which is weird to me,
It
but
does.
I,
It does. Except you get the kick after. It
yeah,
puts you in
but
gear.
it's just amazing to me how correct the flavors are. Like, I've never
Yeah.
found an energy drink like It's actually correctly
They are spot on. They
nailed.
nailed it. They
I was
nailed
like,
it.
but
I'm sure there's going to be more coming down the pipe too. I mean, they only got a couple out right now, and they're knocking it out of the park. So I don't see them stopping.
no, but I want them to get in all the gas stations here on the East
That's
Coast because we don't really have any here. I have
yeah,
to order them online, which is okay, but
yeah,
um,
man. I'll tell you, it's coming.
that
They'll be
they
there.
say. But no,
They'll
I
be
appreciate
there.
you coming on.
Absolutely,
Um,
man. Thanks for having me.
yeah, good luck this September. Is it September? Is the
Yeah, I
first
think I
game?
leave. I'm gonna leave September 11th for New
Mhm.
York. I might stop at the St. Lawrence and see if I can go lean on some giant smallmouth before I head all the way up to Champlain.
Sounds like a plan to me.
We'll
Uh,
see.
but good luck in the EQs. We hope to have you on very shortly. Maybe talk about the win somewhere.
Yeah,
And you being
it's
on the
coming.
elite, awesome. Um,
Yep,
but
that's the
again, I
plan.
appreciate you coming on, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Absolutely, man. You too. Thank you so much.
Yep.